going to turn a bit again since he is so comfortable with us. Sort of to continue on the trend of talking about the green grass like I've been doing earlier, all the animals we've seen so far, even the nyalas that are normally browsers, were grazing. And this is what this guy is doing. You can just see he's just stuffing mouthful, or trunkful after trunkful into his mouth. He's loving this grass. It's quite common for elephant bulls to be alone like this. I mean, they do meet up with their breeding herds every so often, and you do also get them in bachelor groups, 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever amount of bulls hanging around together. But it is quite common for them to go off and sort of do their own thing. I'm certainly hoping this bull sticks around a bit. Sometimes you get bulls that come into this area around sort of Voyatella, Gowrie Waterhole, and they make that their central watering point. And you'll see them there sometimes every day or every other day for a week or two, and they just stick around the area and you get to know them a little bit. In terms of his personality almost, this is such a relaxed bull. I really like him. Coming behind the car again, making it tricky for us. Let's just go out a little bit. I just want to see if he keeps walking like that. He's going to head towards the road. Let's just see. Try and spend a bit more time with him. I'm just going to try and circle us around, come up on his side again. Sorry, that question I mentioned earlier from Geraldine, just suggesting a name for that female, or that big matriarch we saw the other day. Basically, I think because especially if it's going to be around a lot, the guides from Juma would also like to have an influence in that, and I think everyone's quite keen for it to have a local Shanghai name. So we're probably still going to come up with something like that, but thank you very much for the suggestion. Interesting name. Geraldine was suggesting Comfort, which I quite like, because she's a very comfortable, relaxed elephant, both with us as well as with the rest of the herd. So I'll have a look into maybe seeing what the Shanghai name is for Comfort. I think he's going to change his diet from grass to a little bit of Marula tree leaves. Such an amazing reach, these animals. If you think of him, 3 meters 60 odd, around about that at the shoulder, and he can stretch his body, lift his head and stretch the trunk. I'd probably have I'd guess about a 6 meter reach or something like that. That's the Marula trunk, the tree he was just eating from. That's the tree trunk in front of him there, and it's got such a characteristic sort of texture to it. It's got that very sort of, I don't know how to explain it really, almost like a dappled, looks like you have all these old tracks across it. One of the trees that elephant love to scratch against, if they need to get a good rub or a scratch after a mud wallow maybe. It's one of their favorite trees. It's got the perfect texture for it. Almost the same color as his tusk at the moment, look at that. All those stains and markings on the tusk, that's from tannin. All the different bark and things they break off with the tusks, over time gives it a bit of a stain on the outside. You can see he's still very hot, those ears moving, and all part of him cooling himself down. Very clammy and humid out here. I'm sitting here at the moment and not even moving around that much, a little bit of driving through the bush and sweating from it. So you can imagine if an animal that weighs, in his case, he's probably in the region of 4 tons, maybe even towards 5 tons, 10,000 pounds, generate a lot of body heat at that size. Okay, we're just going to move a little bit with him. He's going towards the road. He's just next to us here. This is one in Law on Zoe's Road, on the sort of northern end close to that plain. Let's have one last look at him. He's just giving us a little bit of a heads up there. Hello, big guy. Just asking what you're doing here. Awesome. Well, we had a bit of a greeting or a farewell there from him as well, so I think let's continue on. That was stunning. It's always one of my favorite animals. Loves being with elephant. Just over a year ago, some time with Rory, who's camera at the moment, up in the north-eastern parts of Namibia, where you really see massive herds of elephant. And one of my favorite animals to spend time with. Such incredible beings, actually, not animals.